Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. Hopefully, you've had a great, wonderful day today, and we're going to have a fun show today. So, we're going to talk about some crazy stuff going on that is starting to rear its head, kind of like we talked about in the past with the economy around housing. Some crazy things that are taking place around that. We're also going to take a look at how cryptocurrency and the economy, and then some fearful information around the treasury and the powers that be, so to speak, and they're openly finally saying things that we talk about often on the show. So tune in, because we're going to also take a look at some adoption pieces and some potential interesting aspects to the things that are going to come with sovereignty. Excuse me, sovereign coins, sovereign tokens, whatever you want to call them. So stick around to the end. I'm going to run through the chat, say hey to everyone, and if you have any questions, comments, whatnot, throw it in the chat, and I will do my best to address them. But I'll wait to the end of the show for that one. So, if you are new to the channel, do me a favor and subscribe. It does help the channel grow, and it for sure allows YouTube know that the content here was at least worth someone else watching. And if you get towards the end of the show and you like what you see, do me a favor and smash the like. What that does is it tells the algorithms at YouTube that more people need to watch the show. And I think everyone needs to watch this stuff, because guess what? It's fantastic, amazing information, and having someone like myself with my background and all that fun stuff, it is my regulars, you all know, with the technology and things like that I've done and do still. And then on top of all of that, with what we're doing here in the crypto space, it's just the perfect combination of dot connecting and information, and very, very intriguing different pieces. So anyhow, yeah, so little bit of things here. Friday, for show notes, for show notes here, Friday there will be no shows, like no Patreon and no regular show here. I'm stepping out to take care of some business, if you will. So stick around for next week, and I may have some fun things to talk about with you all then. But I will not have a show, as I will be out of pocket on Friday. So, and anyhow, so thank you all for being here. I'm going to say Patreon, by the way. Check out the links in the description of the video. There's all kinds of fun stuff there. I greatly appreciate all of you who are part of that. So let's jump into the content, shall we? Look at that. Bitcoin on the last hour is trying to get itself up above 20,000 again and keep itself up above 20,000 again. But the powers that be are playing with the numbers just like they have been. But here's the deal. Good coffee from Mexico, by the way. If you've been paying attention, Bitcoin is sticking at $20,000. This time, at the last halving, I don't remember what the price was, but it was pretty low. It was like $3,000 to $8,000, somewhere in that ballpark. And what did it do after that? It ran to almost $70-something thousand. Okay, if $20,000 is the new 3,000 or 8,000, whatever it was, y'all don't hold me to it on those numbers, because right now, for whatever reason, I'm having a brain fart on what they were. I could probably go look it up, but anyways, if that's the case, what's the next? What's it going to run to as its high, and then what's its next low? You see what I'm saying here? With the deflationary currency like Bitcoin, like Litecoin, like these other projects that you see here, we have, as a humanity, we have control over our own future. So stick around and find out what's going to happen, because we're going to have fun with this in the near future, I think. Those of us who have been hodling for a long time, don't let go of your stuff. Not financial advice or anything by any means, but you will regret it if you do. Just saying, because what's about to happen in this space is going to be written in history. History books in the future will reflect back on this economic crisis just about the way it's going to be that it has been for us with the Great Depression. And it's going to discuss cryptocurrencies and all the different things that take place around it right now. All the different businesses, just like the .com bubble.com era is in history books now. Well, we're going to see it with crypto. Gold is on a run, it looks like. over the past hour trying, hour, let's go to the day. Looks like it's attempting to get itself back out. Same with silver. They're pretty much neck and neck usually. Divvy, I'm on the day here, so looks like it's slightly consolidating over the past few days. We'll see what happens with that one. You got to look at the long-term trends on these guys. You got Matic, which is doing the same. Actually, it's looks like it's attempting to consolidate really well there. And then, of course, Axie. I pay attention to Axie because it's a game that you make money with, a game you get paid to play. And there's a lot of people who got into the whole Pokemon stuff back in the day. It's very similar to that. That's why I sit here and I'm going, that one's going to stick around, I think. And it has a pretty high rate of return as far as staking returns are concerned, residual income type stuff. Anyhow, y'all do your own research, make your own decisions. By all means, do not listen to anything I say. Do your own research. Entertainment, educational, that's my goal here. Just make everyone laugh and have a fun time. Whatever. Anyways, so Wall Street says the U.S. housing market to see the second biggest home price decline since the Great Depression. Yeah, let me read that again. The U.S. housing market to see the second biggest home price decline since the Great Depression. National home price declines are uncommon. Really? Okay. But it does occur on occasion. Yes, it does. It's about every. Anyhow, happened in the 80s, happened in the 90s, about the same time, happened in 2008. So early 80s, early 90s, early 2000s. Anyhow, that said, sharp home price declines are incredibly rare. Is it though? Only the Great Depression and the Great Recession saw nationwide home prices fall in a double-digit range. While that may be true as it is, here's the deal, folks. It's going to get really, really crazy here very, very soon when it comes to the housing market, okay? I talked about, I think I mentioned it, really dug into it on the Patreon about Zillow. Really dug into it there. So if you're not part of Patreon, go join it, check it out. I got into the nuts and bolts as to what happened with Zillow and why. Out here on this one today, since we're not going to have a Patreon on Friday, I'm going to kind of touch on it just this time for these guys, for you all here. Open Doors iBuyer model is a canary in the economic coal mine. The economy is losing huge sums of money on cookie cutter homes, suggesting a fundamental weakness in the U.S. housing market. And as we all know, or has seen in 2008, guess what? The entire housing market is the bedrock of the economy. You know what that means? Yep, that unfortunately means that as it goes, so does all of the economy. The pressure we're seeing with oil in the Middle East now, they're now going to be cutting oil output by, 2 million barrels? Yeah, that means a shot across the bow as far as the petrodollar is concerned. You think prices are bad now? Guess what? There's currency wars, there's an economic war taking place. You and I are going to end up paying for it. It's going to hurt. I've been trying to tell y'all, prepare yourselves. It's going to hurt. Doesn't matter how prepared you are, something somewhere is going to not be comfortable. We'll put it that way. So be ready to be uncomfortable, I guess. Anyhow, Open Door is taking a pounding. 42% of the homes sold in August made a loss, according to an analysis by reach firm Yip. See if I can say this right. Yipit Data. Gotta love it. In places like Phoenix, Arizona, where cookie cutter homes have attracted so-called iBuyers en masse, the numbers are even worse. Here, 3 out of every 4 homes Open Door sold in August lost money. I'm going to read that again. 3 out of every 4 homes Open Door sold in August lost money. It's October. What does September look like? I can tell you right now, just watching everything in my general area right here, right now, there's Not a home listed that sells at asking anymore. Nope. They drop a price $20,000 at a time, which is also not normal. $20,000 at a time, multiple drops. Multiple drops. Even the more desirable locations and homes and whatnot, yeah, multiple drops. You still see the crazies out there, 1.2 million, 1.8 million, whatever you want to call it, that should be in the 6, 7, maybe $800,000 range if they have a pool and like really fancy crap, maybe. But even then, they're dropping significant numbers. Yeah, fun stuff, right? Anyhow, listen to this. The company Opendoor blames its current struggles on the most rapid change in residential real estate fundamentals in 40 years. It's a change that's hitting Opendoor and its competitors, Zillow and everyone else, hard right now. And it could be coming from millions of home buyers, coming for millions of home buyers next. Homeowners next, excuse me. Uh You know what? On the fly, I'm going to do this right now. I tweeted something this morning, and I think y'all should see that. Let's pop this open here. If you don't follow me on Twitter, by the way, you really should. It's at PapaJo42. You really should. Oh, hey, look. This is what I was talking about a minute ago. $20,000 is the new $4,000 in 2018, 2019, and $250 in 2015, and $5 in 2012. We know what happens next. If you don't follow Plan B, you really should follow him too. Follow me though, because I'm between shows. I'm posting stuff like this. I forgot to bring this up for y'all, and I really think you're gonna like it. Get this. Adjustable rate mortgages are back. But according to this news outlet, it's not like 2008. Really? Adjustable rate mortgages, period, are a bad thing. Period. There are people who absolutely have to have a home and cannot get into a home without an adjustable rate mortgage now. So they've taken the already worse problem, already bad problem, and everything that's about to fall off the cliff right now is just the beginning. Wait until that compounds. Wait until this compounds. The share of borrowers applying for an adjustable rate mortgage neared 12% at the end of September. Wow. According to the latest data available at Mortgage Brokers Association, that's the largest share of applications since March 2008, and it has more than 4 times the level versus the start of the year. So it's multiplied 4x and is the most since March of 2008, which is right after right as everything started to collapse. Do y'all see the painting and the writing on the wall? It makes sense too. After all, 30-year fixed mortgage rate has climbed 3 percentage points this year alone, and it was over 7. Yeah. With the rate of 5-year ARM at a much more affordable level of 5.3%. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, y'all see the Opendoor's gonna tank like the housing market on steroids. iBuyers are more keenly feel small shifts in home prices, both up and down, as they try to squeeze profits out of the tiny margins. These companies use algorithmic pricing powered by reams of big data to offer house sellers a below market average deal in exchange for completing sales quickly. They then flip the properties and bank the profit. At least that's the theory. No. When you bite off that much, 3 out of 4 homes you lose money on. That's like buying at the top and then selling at the bottom. Okay? It's just houses. It's a little different than crypto because it's a physical asset that you can go and see and touch and live in and use. But in fact, it is still the same thing as buying high and selling low instead of buying low and selling high. Oh, the fun things that are coming down the pipe. But get this, all right. Here's where this gets more interesting. I'm gonna paint this picture real fast. The the entire the entire economy is having issues. Home, the homes, the mortgage, the mortgages, the mortgage-backed securities, all of the different pieces of the puzzle that come back to the housing market being the bedrock of the economy. And all the mortgages and the constant turning of homes and selling and buying and selling and buying, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff keeps the economy rolling. Well, that's what they based our economy on rather than gold and silver and actual assets. Real estate makes sense only when it's affordable. A home that was $200,000 2 years ago going for $500,000 and $600,000 today, that's not normal and that's not okay. You got to understand the fundamentals of how this works. Now, all of this is happening. This collapse is going to happen. And I say on this show all the time, and I really believe this, that cryptocurrency is the exit strategy. The reason I say that is because the dollars will come out of the stock market into cash. The dollars will come out of the housing market into cash, causing another hyperinflationary type of an event. What happens when that happens? When people realize I need to get my money into a hard asset to protect my purchasing power. Gold and silver will be very difficult at that point to get it. You can still get it right now. You're going to pay out the nose a little bit on the premiums. You just need to pay attention. You can get it right now, but when that happens, you won't be able to get physical gold and silver. So the next thing they will look to is crypto. A lot of the Gen Zers and stuff like that, the younger generations, they're going to go straight into crypto. All right. There's a reason why BlackRock is working on connecting the plumbing with Coinbase so that they can expose their whatever $1 trillion of assets under management to crypto. Yeah, that's going to make things very interesting as that gets connected. Just wait, guys and gals. Just wait. So, but you know who's just scared of that happening? Yeah, there's a whole group of people, and organizations and entities that are just absolutely scared out of their minds of that happening. You know what? Yeah, Treasury. Treasury financial stability. Watchdog warns cryptocurrencies could threaten safety of U.S. economy. No, it could threaten your control over the U.S. economy and our lives. That's what that's saying. It's not saying at all that it's going to threaten the U.S. economy. As a matter of fact, it's going to give you, the individual, the sovereignty over what you do in your life. If you use a real cryptocurrency, anything that's a blockchain based currency that we have out here right now, and I'm not talking necessarily about Ethereum or EOS or Matic or anything like that. Okay, those are digital tokens with they're monetized tokens, as I like to call them. Bitcoin, Litecoin, things that are actually meant as a means of exchange. That is what those I'm talking about. Okay, but the Treasury's financial stability is freaking out because cryptocurrencies threaten the U.S. economy. They threaten the U.S. economy because Russia is now allowing cryptocurrency, cross-border cryptocurrency payments for everything. But they're under sanctions, right? Yeah. So, how can they control that? They can't at all, and they're freaking out. If a sovereign nation is doing that, what about you as the individual? Why don't you want to have sovereignty over what you do, what you spend your money on, where you go, how you live your life, etc.? If you're beholden to a financial system that controls every aspect of your life, and you realize all of a sudden, I don't have to do that anymore. I can live the life that I want to live without anyone telling me what I can or can't do with anything. That's coming, folks. I'm going to read the highlights here. The Treasury Department's Financial Stability Oversight Council releases a new report on digital assets on Monday. The report outlines several recommendations to keep cryptocurrency and digital assets trading from destabilizing the U.S. financial system. In other words, they're probably going to block you from taking fiat and putting it into crypto. Be ready. Trying to tell y'all, that window is closing. The council pushed for legalization, providing for tighter oversight of crypto. In other words, they have no jurisdiction over cryptocurrency and they're trying to legalize or give themselves permission to have jurisdiction over it. That's what that means to me. The council pushed for legalization, providing for tighter oversight of crypto. The Treasury Department warned Monday that unregulated cryptocurrencies could pose a risk to the U.S. financial system. The warning was part of a first major public report released by the Treasury's Financial Stability Oversight Council on digital assets. The council identified digital or crypto assets such as stablecoins. Can't talk about Bitcoin because they have absolutely no jurisdiction over that because it's not anything they can control. Stablecoins are supposed to be backed one to one with dollars or similar assets. But anyways, as well as lending and borrowing in the industry's trading platforms as an important emerging vulnerability. In other words, banking, decentralized finance, decentralized banking is something they don't want you to do because that's how they make money. Their little banking system that they've had going for forever, that's how they make money. But they don't want you to do that. The report concludes that crypto asset activities could pose risks to the stability of the U.S. financial system and emphasizes the importance of appropriate regulation, including enforcement of existing laws. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said it is vital that the government stakeholders collectively work to make progress on these recommendations. They're freaking out. And yet, and yet, and yet, the rest of the world, McDonald's starts accepting Bitcoin and Tether in Swiss town. Not that I'm good for McDonald's. I do not like them. We all know why. I'll get into that in the stupid Patreon sometime. Actually, I may not ever talk about that. It's just, oh my word, it's gross. Anyways, the global fast food chain is among the first to participate in a crypto-friendly experiment in the town of Lugano. I can't say that word. Anyhow, multinational fast food chain McDonald's started to accept Bitcoin as a payment method in the 63,000 populated city of Lugano in the Italian-speaking region of Switzerland, which is becoming a hotspot for crypto adoption in Western Europe. A 1-minute video of ordering food on McDonald's digital kiosk and then paying for it at a regular register with the help of a mobile app is uploaded to Twitter by Bitcoin Magazine on October 3rd. I retweeted that. Go watch it. If you don't follow me on Twitter, again, it's PAPAJO, just like you see here, and then the number 42. It's right there. Okay, anyhow, let's get back over here. So the adoption from a major fast food restaurant in other countries, granted, is still going into the coffers of McDonald's. Anyhow, check that out. The Tether USD logo could be spotted next to the Bitcoin symbol on the credit cash machine, which is not surprising as in March 2022, the city of Lugano announced it would accept Bitcoin, Tether, and LVGA token as legal tender. They're afraid. The Treasury is afraid of that becoming a really, really big deal here, globally. Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't just all of it. SWIFT now sets out a blueprint for central bank digital currency network. SWIFT is seeing the writing on the wall that they actually have to change their methods and processing payments cross borders because you don't need SWIFT with crypto. at all because it has sitting on blockchain technology. Blockchain technology gives you and me the freedom, and any nation for that matter, the sovereignty, the nation, the person, the individual sovereignty to do what you want with your money. It's like everyone becomes their own bank. If I wanted to lend out crypto and I could do that, it's not a taxable event and you make money off of that. They don't want you to do that because that's what they do, and that takes money away from them. Anyways, London, Reuters, financial messaging system SWIFT has laid out a blueprint for a global central bank digital currency or CBDC network following an 8-month experiment on different technologies and currencies. They've already built it. They've already experimented with it. They already know what they're going to do with it. The Federal Reserve does the same thing. The IMF is already doing the same thing. Oh, look, Norway is doing the same thing. Every nation around the world is building their own CBDC. Just like they have their own currencies today, they're all building their own CBDCs. The problem with this right here, though, is that this is a global central bank digital currency. Here's the deal. This gets back into biblical times conversations. If this is, in fact, the start of a global end times type prophecy thing, and this isn't the time that God's decided to come back, and that's why he gave us Bitcoin and Litecoin and the other cryptocurrencies, because that gives us the ability to have commerce outside of their system without using it, without having that mark, without lining up with their saying what they're doing, then take that as a blessing from the Lord. See, Matthew 24 talks about how the disciples specifically asked Jesus while he was on earth what the end of the second coming of the Son of Man would be like. He says it'll be like as in the days of Noah. And if you look back into the days of Noah, read the book of Enoch explaining the historical references around that time, we're not really in that time period. Just from the sheer fact of taking it as a black and white reading. Anyhow, it's a little bit of a different conversation than we typically have here on the show on this one. That is stuff we talk about on the Patreon. Check it out. Definitely worth a join. It's linked in the description of the video. But yeah, interesting stuff. Around 90% of the world's central banks are now using, trialing, or looking into CBDCs. 90%. Most don't want to be left behind by Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but are grappling with the technological explicities. Okay, Cliff Hyde specifically talks about how they will attempt to do digital currencies, a new dollar, 3 times, and it will fail. You know why it's going to fail? Because China and all the other countries that are actively using this currency in their nations have built major tracking mechanisms into their phone applications, their wallets. The actual currency itself is software. Just so you understand, Bitcoin is software, it's technology. Programmable money means that they can say where you can spend your money and where you can't with the CBDC. In other words, if you want to take your CBDC and buy Bitcoin, that's probably not going to be allowed. So I'm telling you now, your window is closing. Okay? Window's closing. Something to pay attention to, folks. CBDCs are not your friend. They're not okay. Fiat's going away. The dollar's going away. All fiat currency globally is going away, and they're going to be replaced with CBDCs. They're already doing it. When they program what you can or can't do with it, universal basic income, you have this much money, you have to spend it by this much time. And if you don't spend it, guess what? You don't get any more. Okay? You good little citizen, you. Or you can choose a sovereignty route. Go with Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Matic, Polygon, Divi, and live your life how you see fit. Anyways, I am late for meetings, so I'm going to run through and quickly say hey to everybody because, well, I'm late for a meeting. Anyhow, What's going on, Busy Mountain? How you doing, brother? Thanks for being part of the show. I do appreciate it for sure. Ben Gloria, how are you? I love it. Thanks for being here. It is a fantastic day. Bitcoin Bull, what's up, brother? Hopefully you are doing well. Evan, how's it going? The Fed stuck at the catch 22 raising rates and combo with OPEC slowing oil production. It's going to get crazy. Fun stuff. Great times. Oh, let's see. We got Crypto Sherpa in the house. What's up, brother? Thanks for being part of the show. Hey, Sharon, how are you? It's been a great day. Hopefully you are doing well. We need to catch up soon. What's going on, John? How you doing, brother? It's a beautiful day, and glad we're here with you, Papa Joe. Thanks, man. I appreciate you being here more than you really know. George, what's up, brother? Appreciate you being here. Good to see you. Good to see you. We've got Steven in the house. How you doing this afternoon, sir? Appreciate you being here. We've got Carl. What's up, man? Thanks for popping over, dude. It's great to have you. Really is. We got Johnny Holder in the house. How you doing, dude? It's good to see you, man. We've got Bitcoin 2020, man. How you doing, man? Appreciate you being here, part of the show. We got the Crypto Professor. That dude's awesome, by the way. Smart guy right there. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here. Who else we got in the house here? What's up, Davy Daddy? How you doing, brother? Thanks for being here, dude. Do appreciate it. It is a glorious day. Oh, it's fun times. You are mid-air? Huh? Good to see you, dude. That's why it came through multiple times. Okay, cool. Yeah. Have fun. From a mile high. You are great, brother. Thanks for being part of the show. Manny, what's up? Thanks for being here. And yes, do me a favor, Divvy Daddy. Like, subscribe, and share. It does help the channel for sure. Who else we got in the house here? All right, everyone. So in order for me not to be terribly late for the meeting, because I am now 6 minutes late, y'all have a beautiful, wonderful day. Be blessed. And remember, there's no show Friday for either the Patreon or the regular show. I'll talk to you later. Take it easy.